Would you say that in general you don't really think about the homeless too much just because it's not part of your everyday life? Well, I'm very curious actually. I don't know how homelessness is handled over there. Could you tell us a little bit?
It's not.
It's not. People just ignore it, or
Yes.
really?
Yes. No supports, nothing.
How come? Why would you say?
Either it's tough. Well, back home, either you have it or you don't. So, unless you have somebody to help you, you're pretty much just.
It's okay. It's okay. It's important. People don't talk about it enough, and that's why it keeps going on. It's okay. Well, we can do something about it. We can do something. As an artist, my job is to be a communicator. Everybody has something to offer, so thank you guys for starting this conversation, and I know that you know people that can probably contribute in some way or another. We are trying to really build a community, so we have people that we're trying to get involved in being in the movie. We want homeless people to be actually cast in the movie, so we tell their personal stories. It's not from an outside perspective. We have people representing what their lives are and what they have been and what they want them to be. We need hands-on for donations, and we need hands-on for spreading the word, because word of mouth is how anything gets done. So you guys are awesome and starting the whole. I'm gonna give you hugs.
Thank you.
Yes. Would you say that it's a lack of familial support, community support, a little bit of everything because people are ashamed of it?
No,
or what is it?
I think, well, it has a lot to do with the government. No, I mean, the government doesn't care on things. So,
Yeah.
that you can't change that. It's the government is so unstable that, I mean, I don't know any way that anybody would be able to change it. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, what's my little muffin thing? Yeah.
Muffin man.
Yeah, and the muffin.
The bus drivers were getting attacked.
Oh man.
Even know where to find it?
How much it would cost to renovate, like, say, a 10 by 10 block
every month for free.
spot?
We treat you like you treat you.
Either that or it could be.
And then
What I know, I'll never back down. Man, this is my life, my night. I'm here, standing my ground. I'll never back down. It's my strength, my swag, walking that line. I must stand right here on my own.
are we? What are we doing here?
My associate, Tyra
Banks.
Banks, has bought coffee for the guy in the booth. So we're going to go out and we're going to talk to him and give him coffee.
Hot chocolate to be exact.
Excuse me, hot chocolate to be exact. And to warm him up.
Yes, you're right.
And some muffins.
You're right about
and
that. You got
chips.
this. Some
Okay.
yummy.
So we're going to go out.
This way?
This way too.
Okay.
We go out either way. It's cold as hell out here.
Alright. Okay. Should get my business card.
Let's go see what he wants. We're going to buy all this stuff. I'm going to end up breaking the car for some chocolate.
hot chocolate for you.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, sir.
How you doing?
Hi. Sorry to throw you off guard. We just were hoping to ask you a couple questions if you're open to it. I know it's late, but we have some hot chocolate for you. Some other stuff.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
We're doing a documentary. You want a chocolate?
Want a hot chocolate?
This is
Hi.
What time is it?
It's about 3 o'clock.
Yes, it is.
You like
And
chocolate?
Yeah.
hot chocolate is yummy.
You doing
And I
a-
got you some of my favorite stuff. Some chips.
Okay.
These are amazing. And I got you some blueberry muffins. You're welcome. Ooh, it's cold.
So we're doing a documentary on the
And
homeless.
some gum. Different flavors.
I don't chew gum.
You don't chew gum? Okay, no problem. Not a problem at all. So I was wondering if it's okay with you. One, I have a camera. Is it okay if we film our conversation? Okay, thank you.
She's from California.
Can you put this around your neck so it doesn't fall? Oh, chinchilla, chinchilla. See? Here, soldier.
Gonna be-
I'm from San Diego, so I'm used to the sun, so I'm extra cold.
Is it filming or not?
The time, huh?
I see a red light. Is
It
it
should
filming?
be, but maybe we
Okay.
don't have very good light. I'm not sure. What's your name?
Mary Brown.
Mary, nice to meet you. I'm Tara, Mrs. Paul.
Yes, how you doing?
And we were wondering how it is over here. He says he's your neighbor. He sees you all the time. So we wanted to come visit and see how you're doing and yeah.
There we go. Give you some light.
Mary Brown.
Uh-huh. Is this filming?
Introducing.
Let's check it.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But that red light might go off, so just you have to push the button. But meanwhile, nice to meet you. Thank you for talking to us. So I'm from San Diego, and I'm an artist and singer-songwriter. But meanwhile, we're filming a documentary and making a movie to benefit the homeless, right? So we want to open people's eyes to how homelessness happens, and really everybody has a really unique story, right? My brother, for example.
Oh no, nothing happened to me. I use shelters.
Yeah.
Do you use shelters?
It's a little hot, so be careful. Might have to blow on anybody. So
Is there a reason you're not in there in the
It's
night?
not. Okay, good. So,
Closed April 1st.
yeah. Are you from? Where are you from?
Detroit,
Detroit
yeah.
originally. Yeah. Do you have family here? You do? No, not so much. Yeah. Do you have any friends in the neighborhood?
No.
No. Well, we're your friends. Do you often hang out here, or where do you usually
Oh no.
hang out during the daytime?
Library.
The library? How far is the library from here? Not so bad? What do you do over there? You have a certain section you hang out in the library?
Yeah, just
Yeah. No, is the internet entertaining enough? Do you have movies sometimes in the library or
No.
anything like that? Well, maybe we need to work on that. What?
Eat. Where does she
Eat.
eat?
Yeah, where do you eat usually? How do you get your food over here? Kind of at
Oh,
random?
they bring me stuff around.
Yeah? That's good. So do you usually, it's between here and the library that you're usually at on any
Yeah.
given day? Yeah? So, what
the
would you
car
do for
back.
entertainment?
I go to the
You go to the movies? That's cool. Do you have a favorite type of movie genre? Romantic comedies?
I watch them.
Watch them all. That's good. I usually don't have the attention span for movies half the time.
How do you get money?
Oh, people do.
People give you money
Yeah?
for the movies?
What's your number one thing that you like to get once you have enough money for it?
Oh, I don't
You usually hear a lot every night, aren't you? Yeah. Do you prefer to be somewhere else, like a shelter, or
I don't know what you know.
do you know where the shelters are?
No.
You don't? So if I could take you to a shelter somewhere and show you where a shelter was, would you prefer to be there? Because they have a bed?
One, they have TV.
You would like that better?
Yeah, where is one?
There's McCrest. McCrest is on Grossback.
Oh, really?
Yes, and 14, I believe.
Yeah.
They have a shelter. Do you ever go to Mount Clemens, right down the street into Mount Clemens? You ever go in there? They have the Salvation Army who gives meals Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm. They're pretty friendly people over there.
We're going to try and get you some help. Would you like that?
Not tonight.
Not tonight, not tonight.
No, he lives around here.
Where do you go in the morning time? Because you're not here when I come through in the morning.
I go to the library.
To the library? Okay. You spend all day there? You do? Because I've been in that library and I haven't seen you in there.
Well, now we know. I know. Let's cheers.
So what happened? How did were you always homeless?
Oh, yeah, I use shelters.
From what age?
All my life.
All your life?
Yeah.
Early age? You been to different cities? Or always in
No,
Detroit?
Detroit.
Detroit mostly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember before you were homeless? Oh, I lived in buildings. Yeah, they're shelters. Yeah.
They have a lot of vacant houses in Detroit. You ever live in any of those?
Yeah.
You did? You like it better out this way? Or not? You like it better in Mount Clemens, Macomb County?
We actually made friends with some people recently. This girl who bought an abandoned hotel and she's converting it into a home for people who need a home. So if you're open to that, obviously it's going to be a little ways out because it has about 26 rooms and there's a lot of renovations that have to happen. Like, it's been abandoned for a minute, so. But we're going to make it. What part is that? It's called Hotel Tilly, but I forget what part of town. I'm not from here originally, so.
She's from California. She came out here to do a documentary and to help with the problem of our homelessness.
Yeah, because in San Diego.
Because you shouldn't be out in this cold. I've seen you out here in 0-degree weather. Haven't you been out here in 0-degree weather?
No.
Is there someone else to come here too?
Do you ever people come through to visit sometimes? Not so much.
No.
No.
I see you dress warm. How many layers of clothes do you have on? A lot? No. No?
One coat.
Just the one coat? So we could get you some clothes. Would you like that?
Yeah. I don't need any really. Just shower and change. Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
Well, we have to get you into a shelter because this is cold out here.
Yeah.
But not tonight. But we're going to see about getting you some help. Would you like that?
Oh, depending on where it is. It's close by.
It's close by, yes.
And they're nice. We talk to them.
They're real nice people. They're looking to help people.
Yeah.
We all can use a little help, right?
I don't have enough money to pay for my own housing, my family, luckily. Even though they hate it.
How do you eat? How do you eat?
Do you have a favorite meal or something?
Oh,
No?
get back from McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
McDonald's give you free food sometime?
Oh, no, that's what they've done.
No, she has to pay for it.
Anyone give you free food?
So
No?
much. We'll fix that.
Can you use some money?
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
$10.
I see you like that chocolate. But,
Not bad.
yeah, that's good. It warmed you up a little bit,
And we
huh?
got the refill right here too.
What time do you usually leave in the morning? Just at daylight?
Yeah.
And you go to the library? Where do you go on Sunday when the library's closed?
No,
No, we're hanging out here. Is there an active bus that actually stops here? Yeah?
Anything you need for right now, tonight?
Oh, no, I'm fine. I think you hot chocolate.
You like that? Okay.
Is
If
it?
I give you $5, could you want another one later on?
Oh, no, I don't.
They have them. You go into the shop, don't you? Into the gas station?
No, I don't.
You don't go in there?
Is it good people watching from here? No? That's too bad. We need to get you some entertainment value.
Well, we're gonna try and get you some help and get you a shelter where you can have some food and some
Blueberry
clothes and somewhere to stay.
Yeah, definitely.
So we might try and come back tomorrow. We can find you at the library?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll come visit.
So we're gonna try and find a lady who deals with the homeless people and see if they can come help you.
Snowing.
Yeah, snowing.
Snowing.
You probably be able to see that because I got the headlights.
People are in the cold.
And we out there interviewing a woman. Tickets here were normally $3. I'm like, how
Do you
the
like
hell-
McDonald's?
$8
Do you like movie
over
theaters?
here. And then the lady said, well, that's the go. And then they start going up.
Can I ask what's going on? What is this?
Oh, this is for the American Heart Chase.
Okay.
So you just have to do a little competition, and you get quotes. As long as you go around, you start reading down codes.
And what's the end all goal? Is it for a fundraising thing? or
Yeah,
something?
for American Heart Stroke.
May I ask you guys a question? I'm from San Diego and we're doing a documentary. I know you guys are in a rush, so I could talk to you while we're walking or something. We're doing a documentary and a full-length movie to benefit the homeless. So it's going to be based in Detroit and San Diego. And essentially, I'm here for the week, and we've been interviewing people of all different sorts, like whether you're a business or a teacher or something. Everyone's opinion. You're both nurses? Exactly. So if you're open to it, is it okay to maybe interview you for a second while we're walking? Ask some questions? Okay. So, are there a lot of homeless that come into the hospitals, or what's the protocol for homeless where they need more medical care than most people?
I think they do, and they do come in.
Yeah. Is it supported? Because I know the city of Detroit is going bankrupt, or it has, or it is going bankrupt. What's the difference?
We used to have some homeless just come and sit in the lobbies just to keep warm.
Really?
For the most part, you know, sometimes you'd give them some food just to give them something.
Excuse us, yeah.
But we do have quite a bit of warming shelters around here, but they get kicked out like at a certain point in the day.
Really?
You know, from one time to another, they can only be there for like 8 hours, maybe just to sleep.
Yeah.
Otherwise, then they have no other place to go. So
Yeah.
a lot of them will stay underneath the underpasses. They get hurt a lot.
Yeah.
They come in with a lot of infected wounds.
Yeah. Oh. So, do you tell them to come back and check back in, or is it just really based on whether or not they want to get service?
It's whether or not they want to come in.
So they never get denied?
No.
Really? Okay. Very cool. Well, we're trying to help facilitate communication on stuff like this and put up little paper huts and whatnot so that people can have information that's easy to access, that they don't have to go way out of their way. Because if you don't have the address, I live by GPS and I live by Google and everything, and not everybody has that.
Yeah.
What would you say are some of the major changes that have happened in the last 10 years, for the better or worse, and what would you like to see happen?
I think it's our economy. I think that's why you're finding a lot of homeless people and everything, because, you know, they're losing their jobs and, you know.
Are there any, in the media and everything, do they, I mean, obviously it's a problem that affects a lot of people, so they address it in a way that's problem-solving oriented, or no?
Well,
Or they just report on it?
I think they just report on it.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's my honest opinion.
Okay. This is a cool lens after all. What part of town is this?
We're still in Southwest. Train station, that's where we're going. It used to be a prison, and they're turning it into an art gallery. It hasn't even like completely been changed over yet.
Is there a reason you think they picked this location? Is it more central that the homeless people can get here?
There's the freeways all around it and stuff too, so that might be it. Yeah, there might be some that live inside the train station too.
Right.
Honestly.
is totally abandoned.
What this is it's an opportunity where they can make money. And Thrive Detroit, we're working to where they don't even have to pay for the second and third rounds, but that hasn't happened yet. They can sell the papers for $1, and they only have to pay $0.25, and it gives them a micro enterprise so that they're not paying.
Nice.
He has got himself a car and an apartment by distributing his street newspaper down to
That's awesome.
He hawks it. You know, he hawks it. In fact, Coco was doing that. They interviewed him. Money. Yeah. So help the homeless. Yeah. Help me out. Help me with my enterprise so I'm not homeless, so I can quit being homeless. Whatever your little gig is.
Very good.
You get to say it and you get $1 for it.
That's exactly the cash I have. Is it $1?
Oh, it is $1.
There you go.
Thank you.
Don't judge. It's not your place to judge.
Yeah, but you don't want nobody playing on you.
But it's not a matter of playing on you. You know who that is. You know, if you gave that $1 from your heart, regardless of whether that person is playing on you or not, that's on them. Because you gave freely, because you saw somebody that you thought was in need. Now, if they plan on you, then it's going to come back on them. But you did what you supposed to do as being a human being. And it just all equals out. You're blessed. And your blessing just simply flow.
This homeless person asked me, he said, can I have $2 so I can buy a beer? I gave him $2 because he was honest. I know that I can tell the difference between honest and dishonest. I would always give somebody homeless that tell me that. Hey, look, I'm not going to buy no chips or no sandwich. I'm going to go buy a beer right now. I'll give him the $2 because that's what I like. Instead of saying, I'm going to go buy some food, then I see you make a detour around the corner. So I'm not going to give my money freely because I'm not going to help you. If you're in denial, I'm not going to help you stay in that denial. Okay, you're in denial. You're telling me you're going to buy a sandwich, but you're going to buy some liquor or some drugs. I'm not going to help you in that stance. If you admit that you got a problem, I'm going to help you, even though I'm enabling you by giving you the money. You admitted it. You didn't beg me for it. You said, can I have $2? I want to buy a beer. I'm going to give you that money to buy a beer because you didn't lie to me about it. Most people will lie to you to get the money. And don't get me wrong, I seen a homeless guy ride around on a bike picking up bottles, and he stood at a corner for 6-7 hours, see the same homeless guy driving a brand new car. I was like, wow, really? So everybody homeless not always what they seem. Of course, when you give from your heart, like she said. But sometimes that can be a front since they know we are giving country and we are giving people.
That's something they're going to have to deal with when it's their time to meet the maker. So you give from your heart no matter what. You don't judge. It's not your place.
We're done. What are you guys doing? What are you doing, kiddos?
They're scared because the white girls video.
More youth facilities, more recreation centers for the young people, because they have nowhere to go in the major city, so they hang out in their neighborhoods, in different people's neighborhoods. So the youth need leadership and guidance. Okay, they need responsibility, because now today's youth, they either watching videos all day or hanging out partying all day, and that's in the suburbs and in the city, or they getting high. They need more leadership and guidance because they're video gamers and they cell phone texting and Instagram, and they put all their stuff they do on video, which is so backwards. So right now I feel our youth are destroying their future because everything they do today will catch up with them tomorrow. How these parents enable these kids, their own children, they're happy throwing on baby showers. Why you throwing a baby shower for your kid having a kid? That's not a celebration, because she's not working, she's not with the kid's father, so what that's going to lead to somebody else in the system getting government assistance.
Eva's right there. That's the woman we need to talk to.
Okay, where'd you go?
I know I'm telling stories.
We service the whole county. You know, so when they come in, we service.
Amazing.
Whether you're homeless or if you make $60,000 a year, and if you need food, it's still there.
Amazing.
Was the one they call them homeless blankets that you put down on wherever they're laying at, and then they have their other blankets or sleeping bag, you know, just to keep the moisture from hitting the bag where they're blanket, you know.
See, we work well together. If someone's here that I know or I hear of through clients from Turning Point or customers in here or a neighbor, a cousin, somebody walks in and says, oh my gosh, they lost their home or they lost their job. So then I refer to Eva.
Right.
Eva can help you out with some food. She has a lot of resources, blah, blah, blah. Eva comes to me, Charlene, we need blankets, or I have a family that needs coats, or, you know, whatever. At the end of the year, we usually stock her up with the stuff that we have left. Hats, scarves, gloves, blankets.
Yeah, again, she helped me out with
winter
coats this year too.
Yeah, you know, so then Eva can store some of those, and then she's got a good start for the beginning of the winter next year, and we're restoring again.
Right. Exactly.
So between us, we do pretty well together.
Nothing's ever lost, you know.
Gotcha.
And people appreciate both agencies,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
and pretty much whoever they come in contact.
Yeah.
So is there something that could be added to your whole process that would help, aside from freezers? Like whether there's a certain business in mind, you're like, oh man, because in my head, I think IKEA should get involved and house the homeless, and we should get all the handymen in the city to actually activate all those stoves and everything. You know? So
They're older. A lot of the homeless guys I see are a little getting up in age. 40, 50, and some early ones. So what degree of education really do they
I've seen a lot of homeless teenagers this year. Younger people.
Yes.
A lot of younger.
That's a lot more.
18-year-olds, 19-year-olds that
left home.
For what? Yeah, they left home thinking.
Can't perform.
Right. Whatever is expected of them, they're not. So they boot them. I don't know why. We've just been quite a few of the staff members here have been saying, you see all these young kids walking around here with their backpacks. You know they're homeless. They're just every day walking, and you wonder why now. 18, 19, 20-year-olds.
Rotation now.
Yeah, because
the cycle has started over.
So what would you guys like to see happen in your community in the next 5 years? If you were to say there's a mass improvement, what would you like it to be?
I would just like to see families bond together more and concentrate on their young ones and teach them values and be with them. And teaching, you know, you can teach them, but if you in one place and they someplace else, my parents and I did also, and he went too. Whatever went on at school, I was involved also. I was Cub Scout for 12 years. I did mother. You know, you got to get involved also. I talk to anybody.
Do you have a motto?
Yeah.
What's your motto?
Mama, show love and show respect. And if your own children or your grands, I don't discipline my grands. I get the father or the mother. And they should discipline their children. And mine is love and respect.
Very good.
Because I figure if you respect everybody, you're going to walk right. If you love everybody, you're going to treat them right. So
What's your motto?
I'm a love person.
I like it. Very much.
Help out when you can.
Help out when you can.
Correct the wrong.
Beautiful. Do they have this on the news much?
You posed a question about homelessness. COTS, Coalition of Temporary Shelter, downtown Detroit. One of their representatives came here and asked me if I had any ideas to start up a new art program, because what they would do, they would have these plaster masks, and they would give them to artists to paint and decorate, and then they would auction them off to benefit the homeless shelter. So I was making clocks out of gears, out of F-18 fighter jet gears, and then putting clock inserts in them. It's going to be loud. So I said, well, we could order a bunch of clock inserts, give them to artists instead of the masks, and they could incorporate a clock into their artwork. You could call it a time to change homelessness. So I donated a clock to them. It brought them $500 for that clock. Artists, probably 70 artists, did work. The total event, the monies from the artwork they sold was about $15,000. The tickets that they sold for the dinner, and it was like a $80,000 benefit that year. And my own story of homelessness, I was pretty close to it when I was a kid. I say kid, I was about 18. Was I 18, 17? And got kicked out of the house for drinking up all my stepdad's whiskey, and didn't have anything to eat for about a week, so I went out in the pond and I caught a turtle, and I cooked that turtle up. And so that's what I had to eat for that week. So that was close enough.
Right.
Before my uncle parents got arrested, so he played for high school. It was a Catholic church. And he was Division I, and he was supposed to go pro, but cocaine got to him, and he got put out my grandma's house, so he was living on the street, homeless, and before he passed away or whatever, he was working at a bar, and he was getting his money right, and he actually got a house, and he was living good, and cocaine came back, and he passed away.
So when he was out on the street, what was your family's interaction with him? Was it like?
Well, they treated him bad. I mean, I treated him like he was just my uncle, and I played basketball with him and kept him off the street. It actually kept him from using drugs too. So it was actually a good time before he passed away.
Family issues, like they just. Yeah, I have a friend that just have family issues and just doesn't get along with their family, so his escape is just to hang out with his friends because he doesn't feel comfortable speaking to his parents.
When you see homeless people out on the street in Detroit, would you say that they are normally older gentlemen? Do you ever see women? Do you see like families? Like,
I see all kinds.
Yeah. Are there a lot of homeless stranded pets and stuff like that? Do you guys know anybody who might see a pet and then be like, oh, I'm gonna take you home?
I know a couple people.
Yeah? Can one of you guys tell me a story about that? Okay.
My friend Alante just got his dog, and he seen her walking on the street one day. And they said a random name, which was Maggie, and she turned around. Took her in.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
If there were people that showed interest in doing basketball, but they really didn't know how to get started or something, might you guys be interested in being like, hey, we host up here, you could show up? Like, I'm looking for people that kind of are willing to have the conversation with others who want to get involved and make,
I just build my room, so if you want to come to my camp, come on with it.
What's your camp? Tell us all about it.
It's D-Nice All-Star Basketball Camp. It's starting this summer. If you want to be
active,
a guard, come to my camp. You want to be a big man, come to my camp. Doesn't matter. You want to be a coach, come to my camp. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Come on with it.
So no age range, like it's kind of open?
It doesn't matter. No age limit.
Any male, female?
You can be two. Male, female, both.
Yeah?
You can be purple, yellow.
When is this getting started?
In the summertime.
In the summertime.
Sometime around June, probably. I probably start in
Very cool.
June.
Do you have something online that people can reference or to sign up? How can they get a hold of you?
Facebook. I'm pretty well known in Roseville, and then I got my friends who know everybody, so, I mean, that's how I was going to go about it, so.
Okay, what gave you that idea to do that?
I mean, I feel like I was pulled off the street with basketball, and, I made it a craft. It was a hobby. And it's something I like to do, and I just want to pass it around if I can.
Love it.
I mean, I feel like it's a gift. If I can give, that's how I can do it.
I've heard stories of people, kids, parents send them off to school. They go and try to make some kind of money, and then they drive around till it's like midnight or something, and then they just park in a parking lot and go to sleep and do the same thing over again for like a couple of months before they find something or somebody helps them out till they can situate themselves. Especially after the whole, economic crash and everything. A lot of people went through right now. So you wouldn't really, when you say homeless, we think, it's somebody panhandling in Detroit.
So when you go downtown, are there a lot of homeless people?
Not as much. I mean, you do see them. They ask for change, this and that. And whenever you do have anything on you, I mean, I always try to give them something. But it's not as bad as other cities. Like when I went to Chicago, I think Chicago has a lot more. From my experience, I don't know if it's.
Sure.
I haven't noticed that many homelessness. It's not always like that. It's normal people that just, because of their situation, they lost their house or they couldn't afford paying.
Well, there was one guy, I didn't know, he's working a factory. The factory next to us, there was a tent pitched out back. Every time we come into work on afternoons, he was coming out of his tent to go into work. And we finally asked him one day, you living back there? He was paying so much money in alimony and child support, his whole paycheck was gone. So he just lived in a tent behind his job, I mean, there's your government putting you on the street.
The problem with people is when you talk, sometimes when you talk to them about who they are, they take it personal and they think you are talking down to them, while you are really exposing them to who they are. But I mean, 90% of the time they push you away.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the interesting things about people that are homeless, they assume how people got there. Like, there's almost one path to be homeless, like you must be on drugs or something like that, but there's so many different reasons.
Yeah, he wanted to be homeless because this guy had a job, he's got money, but he just liked to sleep in his car. So this is the trick on this guy's life. He was a gambler. He gambled all the time. He would spend long hours in the casino, taking naps on his car, and he was changing.
Changing? What do you mean?
I mean, he was getting used to sleep on his car while losing money at the casino to pay his bills. So to him, sleeping on the car became a habit. He didn't see it, and he didn't know it. So he was sleeping in the car every day for like 3 months until I found him sleeping in the park on his car. I took him into my house. He stayed with me for like 3 months. I kept talking to him about where is he from, what kind of family he has. I reminded him of his parents, of his family. I showed him who he is. We kept talking about it every day. He got used to sleeping in the bed, waking up in the morning, growing. I found him a job, helped him to get a house, a place to sleep at. I told him, I know you can't pay your bills, you're not for this. It took him a while, it took him about a couple months.
Is my truck in the
and now he's off, so he's way better now. He went back to school and he's doing way better. He got married, he's got kids.
Awesome.
And I think that's the way how you should.
Definitely.
That's why I'm very, very related to it.
That's awesome.
And
Thank you for doing that.
This guy, I know this guy. He's not the type of like a junkie and stuff.
Mhm.
But this is how we.
Well, gambling is a form of a junkie.
No, well, this is how you can be a homeless and you don't know it.
Transition, how that happens, yeah.
It's most of the time it's because of shocks in life. Maybe you lose something, maybe you lose your job, or maybe someone stab you on the back and you just don't give you don't give a damn about yourself anymore or who you are in this life. You just want to survive.
True.
And you think of the street. I mean, we will be like to you, it don't matter.
Right.
Where I sleep or what I do every day. And it's really what happened to this guy.
Yeah.
Believe me, if you can break into a homeless's house, you can change him. If you break inside him, you can change him. Because he's a human being like us, after all. He likes what we like.
Right. So as an officer, do you guys advise community members to engage in one way and not another way? Do you have any coaching things? Not really? Do you think that would be valuable? Do you think there's someone in a position to actually provide that information?
Yeah, there's people in a position, but the people aren't going to be listening. They're scared.
Yeah.
It's just...
So how do you overcome being scared as a police officer?
I'm not. You'd be alive. You sat up here and say every day you doing your job, you're not scared. You don't know what's on the other end of that door.
What's your opinion on the war on drugs and how that takes so much attention and affects people's lives?
I don't know. It's a terrible thing. It's really. I really don't know what to say about it.
Do you think it's more of a personal problem or more of a community-based problem?
I think
family?
It's both.
Yeah.
It's both. It's all of the above. I think it's a culmination of all things. So.
Well, I had an interesting conversation with the mayor of the city a couple days ago because we bought a house and they raised the assessment too high, so I'm gonna have to pay a lot of taxes on it. That's not fair. And then She says that one of the first things she says to me is, we hear that that you're just letting all these registered sex offenders live in your houses. That's what you do. And I'm like, I don't think so. I don't know who told you that. Now, I don't know if he ever lived under a bridge, but I know he was living in his car for a while. Anyway, they helped him with the deposit to get into the unit, but he had a big problem because he was always letting in other homeless people. They'd camp out in the basement of it, and then they'd steal from him. They'd cause trouble. So the problem that I've kind of went with since that, it's okay to provide a homeless place to stay, but someone needs to establish. Normally they've got a little bit of problem, and they probably need to be managed a little bit more than they are, because they just slip into, even though they've got a roof over their head, they sometimes can't maintain that properly. And it seems like some of the agencies, once they place them somewhere, they're out of their system.
Right.
If they can snatch them from under a bridge and give them some of that, but that doesn't give them the life skills
to manage
to manage that, and they get in trouble, and then then it's sometimes a burden for me because there's police involved, and the one guy lets somebody homeless stay with him, and pretty soon he's robbing for him, beating him up, and then he calls me and says, "You got to evict this guy." I didn't let him in. And if I think there's one thing that needs to be addressed, I think is a little bit more follow up with the homeless. I think it would be much more advantageous than what we're seeing.
I actually looked at this. There was this map. It's an economic map, of where the states with minimum wage, how many hours you would have to work if you have a full-time job making minimum wage. And in order to live here in the state of Michigan, you have to work 92 hours in a week in order to be able to afford a house, and because they say that your rent shouldn't be any more than 30% of your income.
Okay.
So in order to have your rent be 30% of your income, making $7.40 an hour, you'd have to work 92 hours a week. And in California, it was 124 hours a week.
Right. Well, California has some crazy rents.
Yeah. Have you ever watched Judge Judy? Whenever they're suing for rent or whatever, Judge Mathis, Judge Judy, they'll be she'll be well, how much is the rent at your apartment? And she'll be $1,500 a month. So each one of you were supposed to pay $750. Are you fucking kidding? $1,500 a month for an apartment, and we're talking New York, California, but everywhere.
Right.
All these people.
New York is ridiculous.
Yeah, I never see somebody who's well, how much is your rent per month? And they only say $700. It's never like that. It's always $1,300, $2,000, $1,800. And it's
Yeah.
They need to fix the abandoned house problem.
Whose responsibility do you think that is?
I think the mayor's got to do something about it, but they ain't got no money. So they need just volunteers to do it.
Houses are just sitting there. They should be used for something. There's a lot of abandoned homes in Detroit. Gosh, I had a number at one point. I don't have that number right now. I heard up to 300,000. I think it might have been somewhere around there. Abandoned homes. The challenges we have is a lot of veterans don't want help. They just kind of want to not ask for it, but they will take clothes, they will take food. But the challenges would be them not wanting us to help them. They want money, they want certain things, so we went out and bought gift cards for them, for food, for McDonald's, and that worked. For coffee, pass out items, donations, hygiene kits. That's another thing that we did. We prepared little hygiene kits, toothbrush, deodorant, shampoos, soaps, and we pack it out for them every week. Go and we pass it out to them. We did give out flyers for soup kitchens and places where they can go get food. And sometimes we'd have food with us and we'd give it out to them as well.
Who's gonna be the lucky lady today?
Put you guys on the spot right now. Do you have anything to say about the homeless population in Detroit and or anywhere else and everywhere else?
The only thing I can say is America spends so much money doing everything they got while everybody is just sitting around living on the street. Why not put them in whatever is not being occupied?
I agree. So, dual interview status. So yeah, what is your perspective on homelessness?
My perspective on homelessness is that I'm very sad for the people out there, and that more people ought to try to help, especially the people that have more than enough for themselves and their families. Got to give a little back to the community and help out the poor brotherfucker that ain't making it so good.
I agree with you.
Excuse my French, but I'm
understood. No problem.
I'm hard pressed on that. Another thing I don't understand.
Yes.
Another thing I don't understand is in places like Africa where they don't have water and stuff like that. Why don't the big white power government go there and put some freaking wells in for these people to have some fresh water? Nothing makes me sicker than when I see them commercials. I'm sure you've seen them, young lady. When they gotta drink that water that looks like I wouldn't even feed my dog. You know what commercials I'm talking about?
I don't know what commercials.
They got this like a little like Africa, Puerto Rican, Mexican.
Yeah.
And I'm not being ethnically.
No problem.
You know, incorrect.
You're being descriptive, yes.
I'm just telling the commercials that had, you know, and even, you know what, I've even seen them with poor little white brothers in like Kentucky and areas like that, drinking like sewer shit water. Like I said, I wouldn't feed my dog. I wouldn't give it to my dog. And I don't understand why Big Brother don't go dig some wells and get some fresh water for these people.
I agree with you.
You know, can you feel me, sister?
Yes, that's basic needs to start with. That's a
Yeah,
good
well,
start.
you have H2O is the essential necessity of life.
Exactly.
My sister.
Yes, I agree with you. 100%.
I've been approaching investors. The gentleman just agreed to do a development deal with us. And so now, including this Hotel Tilly, he'll actually be financing the rehab. So that was
Oh my
awesome.
god. Is there some city support that has come up so far? Or you really have to fight for it because they don't have the funds at all?
Right, they do not. The lady at HAND Detroit, Homeless Action Network Detroit, just informed me not too long ago that they didn't put any funding towards homeless programs this quarter or whatnot. And so that would be a fight because there's so many people going after these grants and stuff like that. However, when I created this or developed a plan for this, I didn't really anticipate much government funding. And so this venture will be mostly privately funded. I think the government funding would come into our greening because we want to power all of our homes with green technology.
Nice. That's smart. Thinking ahead.
Yes. So lower bills, lower carbon footprints. That's the goal. I'm a praying woman, and it just came from me. Started looking for a building, and I did. I came across it. It was $2,500, and I said,
"That's it."
For 26 rooms?
Yeah, for 26 or 28 with the offices.
That's amazing.
And $2,500, and the gentleman was willing to allow us to purchase this on a land contract.
What does that mean?
That means you put like a small down payment and you pay a monthly payment.
Oh, nice.
Yep, and he allowed me to do it with $500 down.
Wow.
And very low monthly payments per month.
Totally doable. If I was a millionaire, I'd give you the money right now. This is a lady to blame.
This is Hotel Tilly, the site of the Hotel Tilly
project will be renovating it so that homeless people can live there and receive supportive services, counseling, job placement assistance, a little bit of everything so that they can grow and develop even further. They have 2-year leases, so it's permanent. This is home. No shelter, no transitional housing, no AFC home. This is home.
Very cool. As far as homelessness and what we're trying to do you think that in the city of Detroit that has increased over the years, or do you think like it's kind of been neutral?
I think it's increased somewhat considering the recent economy and the downfall that we had. There's people that are struggling that have lost their houses due to job losses and the mortgage prices that we had recently. I think it's on the rise, yes.
Do they cover it in the news and the media very much?
It was touched a little bit on the base, but it's not as much as it was a few years ago.
What would you like to see happen, say, the next 5 years? Because I know Rick has some pretty ambitious goals to eradicate homelessness in the next 5 years. So do you think that of the people that you know or how the community interacts that there's a chance we could all work together and make a difference?
Yes, I think on an individual basis, if everyone could help out someone they know and touch them, that we can help decrease homelessness and bring the problem to a halt.
I don't look at where I could be at today. I look at the overall picture. Where am I going to be 5 years from now? So you set goals.
Yeah.
You know, you work at obtaining each goal. You don't have to come all at one time. As long as you reaching one goal at a time, you're good. A lot of killings, a lot of drug dealing. There were a lot of old road apartments.
What is the Brewster Projects and why are they notorious?
Yeah, we all here at the benefit concert. We're just having a good time, making music, doing what we really want to do, and showing people we all human.
I do it to tell my story. It's really the power of the voice, be able to tell your story, and also to tell other people's stories and be able to influence others with what you're gifted with and your practice. And it's really more than music, it's who you are from the soul.
Out of town. Let's see if we can try that.
Can't wait till you get to my part of town. It's been waiting for your kind. I'm spreading the word around. In my eyes you stand out. In my mind what's it all about when we all go through the run around, there's no way out. Don't disagree when it's easy to see we are better together. No sense to weather hard times, hard times, hard times. I can't wait till you get into my part of town.
One more time with it.
It's been waiting for your kind. I'm spreading the word out.
So we're gonna take a break, back to the block, back to the get-go. Told them for the second spot, I'ma blow them up. How I did it from the first time, it's my time to show you what it is. Ain't done but the good times, chillin' in the summertime. Get it, it gets hot in the summertime. Get it, we love that summertime. From back in the day. To my part of, I can't help it now, it's in my head. Still reminiscing on the era.
Go ahead.
Ain't how fast the sea go. Get it spoken just to cool my ego. You know we smokes in the earth. Here we go. Early morning stone pen playing on the radio. Times to change, it won't start each year. Then we're back with the Midwest flow. That's West Coast bound. Pick it up where Pac let it down. Was amazing grace. With a swag that I found with my beat down low. With my top laid back. Cray B-ball. Yo, remember that with the 500 tap, dog. We go back. I-75 dogs switching through lanes, freeway, speedway, feastway, reminiscing sideways from that back in the day. Never would I change that shit for a single damn thing.
Can't wait till you get into my part of
like that, I just like that.
It's been waiting for your kind. I'm spreading the word out.
I like that. There's that note.
Can't wait till you get to my part of town.
That's good shit.
It's been waiting for your kind. I'm spreading the word out.
I love how I inspire people to rap.
I mean, I have one meal on average a day because I'm an artist and I'm poor and I spend money on things like this because it means more to me and it lasts longer than a meal, right? I'm not good at supporting myself, so my family feeds me. And if I didn't get fed by my family, I probably wouldn't get fed. Like, I've been living off French fries every day while I'm here because it's not my priority. I'd rather spend all my money on my camera to make sure that I can make a difference in that way because it lasts longer, you know, than any meal.